Got some good news. If you're on Social Security, you could get an additional $1,200 with this brand new bill. Take a look at this. Social Security bill may increase benefits by $200 per month. Now, there is a limit. It is only from January of 2026 until July of 2026, assuming that this bill passes before January, which isn't going to happen if the government doesn't open back up. So I'll go over this, how the Social Security bill will increase your payments by $200 per month. Also, going to fact check the Trump's promise to give Americans $2,000 payments from the tariff dividends. Is this possible? Got some new updates regarding those $2,000 Trump stimulus checks, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So when it comes to the $2,000 checks, tariff dividends, tariff rebate checks, Trump stimulus, whatever you want to call it, it is a free $2,000. We're going to go over this in a moment, but first let me cover the Social Security updates. So this bill, the Social Security bill, may increase benefits by $200 per month. What are senators saying about it? Well, this is coming from Senator Kirsten Gillibrand saying, our seniors have spent a lifetime a lifetime of hard work paying into Social Security, but the payouts simply aren't keeping up with rising costs. And this year's annual cost of living adjustment is not enough to keep seniors afloat. So with this bill, they are hoping to give an additional $200 per month. So that's what it's saying. If we take a look at some of the details here, this bill is called... Let me see. Yeah, so we got Kirsten Gillibrand, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden and Chuck Schumer. So this bill is in Congress. It's called the Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act and Boosting Benefits and COLAs for Senior Act. So these were in Congress. Now, we got two different bills here. This would provide relief to seniors, veterans, and Americans with disabilities who live on a fixed income that would not be able to keep up with Trump inflation. That's what it's saying. So it's saying here, President Trump will always protect and strengthen Social Security, which is why he signed historic legislation removing taxes on Social Security benefits for nearly all beneficiaries, right? So that's what the White House has done. But this bill wants to give more money. So an extra $200 per month, but just January to July, assuming this bill passes. Now, why only January to July? Why only 6 payments, $1,200, which is good, better than zero, but why not make it for the whole year? Make it $2,400. And rather than just the whole year, why not make it indefinitely? Just give every Social Security recipient and veterans an additional $200 more per month indefinitely, until inflation goes back down, because the 2.8% COLA is insulting and it's not enough to cover your bills. So I'm going to keep you updated on what happens with this. Looks like they're still talking about it, but nothing can happen. Government's not open. Maybe hopefully by the time you watch this video, the government will be open, but it's not open now. And so hopefully we can reopen it. All right, moving on. Fact checking. Trump's promise to give Americans $2,000 payments from tariff dividends. So he is hoping for this. I've covered this a lot on the channel. If you want the latest tariff rebate updates, tariff check updates, I will post them all on this channel because it is really exciting. An additional $2,000. Originally, he said he wanted to give a little something to the American people. Senator Hawley put out some legislation where it would give $600 per person. Trump said it's got to be $1,000 to $2,000. Then recently he said at least $2,000, which is a lot of money going out to every person. We don't know the exact specifics yet. Take a look at this video right here, giving some more details.
While defending his tariffs in a post on Truth Social, President Trump said he planned on giving all American citizens, aside from high-income earners, a dividend. Let's go to Emma Withrow from the Fact Check team. Any indication who specifically would qualify for these bonuses?
So there hasn't been like an official plan released or anything. All we've seen was that one post from Truth Social from President Trump. And we don't really know who he considers to be high income. But what we do know is that he plans to use money generated by the tariffs to dish out these bonus checks, or as he's calling them, dividends. And he said the checks would be about $2,000 a pop. Also, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told Fox News that the dividend could come in lots of different forms, lots of different ways. So maybe we could even see certain tax cuts, but there's also the possibility they could be like that stimulus check that we saw.
Still remains to be seen, but yeah, that definitely came to mind. When we're looking at whether these tariffs have generated enough revenue to pay for all of these dividends, what is the outlook?
So at this point, it doesn't look like they would have the money or the means to do that right now, but potentially in the near future. So according to the Committee for a Responsible Budget, the tariffs generated around $195 billion in fiscal year 2025. And according to the U.S. Census, around 173 million Americans made less than $100,000 in 2023. So that would add up to about $346 billion if they were to cut, those $2,000 checks for each of those people. However, the Tax Foundation predicts that the tariffs are going to generate around $1.8 trillion over the next 10 years. So in the future, it seems like there would be enough to cover those $2,000 dividends that Trump is suggesting. We're just going to have to wait and see how it all plays out, especially with the Supreme Court.
Absolutely. That's a good point. Emma, thank you so much. A little later on, Emma will be back to dig into the legality of dividends being distributed to the American people and whether it's ever been done before. President Trump is framing his tariff plan like a business deal, and he's telling Americans they're the shareholders. He says every citizen will get a $2,000 dividend paid out from the money generated by those tariffs. Let's go to Emma Withrow from the Fact Check team. And earlier, you were discussing how these checks for low and middle income Americans, that would add up to about $346 billion.
Yeah.
What about Congress? What's the role here of them?
So Congress obviously has the power of the purse, but things have gotten a little bit tricky with this new administration and the ways that laws are interpreted, hence, the Supreme Court having to decide whether these tariffs were legal in the first place. Regardless of all of that, though, under current law, tariff money goes into the U.S. Treasury's general fund. It's treated like any other tax revenue. So to turn that into direct payments, Congress would have to pass legislation authorizing those dividends, just like lawmakers did for the, those stimulus checks that we all got in 2020.
Absolutely. That definitely came to mind. But this idea specifically, has this ever been done in American history?
From the research that I did today, it doesn't seem like this specifically has been done, but there have been times that the feds returned money to the public, but it was always almost through Congress. So the closest parallels would be those COVID stimulus checks, also the tax rebates in 2001 and also 2008, those economic stimulus payments that happened. The only true dividend model in the U.S. exists actually at the state level in Alaska, where oil revenues from state-owned lands are invested and then paid out to residents through this Alaska Permanent Dividend Fund, which I thought was really interesting.
That is an interesting potential connection. We'll see how far this goes. Emma, thank you so much.
I'm Atra Al-Nashar in Washington. President Trump doubling down on his pledge to send low and middle income Americans $2,000 dividends using tariff revenue. It's a tall promise and one that government budget experts say would require 2 years of tariffs to pay for.
There, we're getting trickles, little details and little nuggets here and there about what's going to happen with this, but it's all depending on what happens in the Supreme Court. If there are no tariffs, then there are no tariff rebate checks. So I'm going to keep you updated on what happens with the tariff rebate checks as soon as I find out any new information. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more tariff rebate and Social Security updates. That's all the news that I got for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella's tip of the day. I want to say that never let bad vibes take over you. You have to let the good vibes just let you free. You have to always be good and always be humble and always be great to everybody. And I love making these tip of the days for you guys because you guys are my friends. Bye! I want to do a tip of the day. Hi guys. Hi. This is my tip of the day. I want to say don't go on the road. If you cross, you'll get smushed. And have a great day. Bye.
If you want the latest on the new $200 more per month boost for Social Security recipients, which is just going to be from January until July, click this video over here. I'll give you the latest updates on that. And yeah, so click that. I'll see you in that video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.